Man, this NDC party really don't give a. Them fellas, they whole manifesto lie. To apologize, I know they go shy. I wonder where is Chester Humphrey. Panama. Oh, Lord. Give me. Too long now, my country ain't moving. It's only crisis that coming from Nazim. We never was on such a solid footing until NDC started explaining. They say it me can mash up with reputation by dealing with thief and crook and some conman. So that's why the economy get bad. Is an NP that have the country so hard. But the only people that Nazim could fool is those who didn't reach very far in school. When I review the debt and the autopsy, it's all you mash up the economy with good governance. Them ministers and them men walking good governance. Every 6 months cabinet reshuffling good governance. Canadian stock, all you could get it right. Good governance. Time said all you could only fight. Lord. Lord, reality. Yes, man. If them fellas knew about investment, then they would know that would help out the government. How the hell all you could chase away CCC? With that move, 400 families left hungry. Sublin was here, set and ready to go. 600 million, but you don't want casino. Well, the Grenville project really make you look sad. To get a work in construction, we need a police record. Look, Uncle Tilly, I tell you, your time has come. You can run the country, so please step down. Your government is thinking outside the box. All you could do is implement tax. Mr. David is a real good friend of mine. Good from NDC party, I want you to resign. Good go on your own and from your own party. Good only this cannot sleep in bed with democracy. Oh. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Lord. You say the world is in a crisis. Then tell me, what is your solution to this? Are you still going to tell me NNP is to be blamed? Well, if that is your story, boy, we'll and come again. It's not Kit, it's your ministers going to rob. With the big fat salaries, boys learning on the job. That is why no investors ain't coming to we. Cause the whole damn government is a set of rookie. Tell NDC that they ain't ready yet. Next election they lose, I could take a bet. The only how that all you could win is if you involve in both a party with good governance. Working together too hard to contemplate. Good governance. That is why to the leader all you insubordinate. Good governance. Times are rough, you tell us, but we barely. Good governance. In less than 4 years to mansion bill already. Oh. Get off the campaign trail and just admit your blasted government fail. Well, to me, it's like grenade that catch up light. From the nasty, dirty coal, a real parasite. Is that the way all you go rescue grenade are? All you find, too much money was flowing like water. All you find, too much of people was getting work. Man, this NDC party really don't give a. Them fellas, they whole manifesto lie. To apologize, I know they go shy. I wonder where is Chester Humphrey. Shut down the government and not the brewery. Glenn, I hear you became Tilly's right hand. Because somehow.
A good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martin. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be with you until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 8 minutes after the hour. Well, no, it's 4 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada.
This time he and Colin Dowder stink. It's when they by the bar and taking a drink. Yeah, you said that the black boy go.
Yeah, let's, you know what? Let me find the theme song and start to play. And of course, we do humbly apologize for not having a program on Thursday night. It was due to circumstances way beyond my control. There's nothing. I tried my very best, but there was no way that I could have gotten in to do the program. So I do apologize, humbly so, because I started getting messages. It's like every 2 seconds a message was coming through on the phone, and it's like the WhatsApp messages and the direct calls and everything, everyone trying to make sure that I was okay. Yes, I am okay. Yeah, there was just an issue that came up, and due to that I was unable to make it on Thursday, but we have corrected that situation. We're ensuring that that situation does not reoccur. So we're here tonight. All right, nice.
They say keep me can mash up with reputation.
So, of course, yes, it is Talking Points. And why is this telling me 7 past? This one time is 6 past. All right, okay, 6 past the hour of 8 o'clock.
Is an NP that have the country so hard. But the only people that has input full is those who didn't reach very far in school. When I review the debt and the autopsy, it's all you mash up the economy. With good governance. Them ministers and them men walking. Good governance. Every 6 months cabinet reshuffling. Good governance. Religion stuck, or you could get it right. Good governance. Or you could only fight.
Yes, and quite a lot of things been going on.
Dust him out.
Let me say a special good night to the staff out there at the Ministry of Youth and Sport.
Yes, man.
I hear all you get calling a meeting there today, Papa, yo. They didn't tell me if I didn't hear the part about if all you had to pull your phone in box this time. But I know the last time, all you had to pull your phone in box. So yeah, so now we're hearing that Miss Perryman, Miss Perryman is now the coordinator of youth as of today, is it? Yeah.
Dublin was here, set and ready to go.
I wish her all the best in her endeavors. Will you expect me to say something negative? No, I've got nothing negative to say. If we really care about our young people and we want to see them excel, whoever is holding the mantle, we hope the best for them. All right, so I hope that she does fabulous in the position that she now holds, right? Yeah, well, she ain't coming on because all you feel like them other people has be on radio saying all kind of thing about people. No, I'm not in that, no. I know the political leader, the NNP doesn't, he ain't that kind of thing, no. He'll wish the best for the individual, yeah? So I wish the best for Miss Perryman in her new position.
Yes, ma'am.
Although I didn't appreciate some of the things that was said to the staff today about who afraid that the voice end up on radio and all kind of thing. If all your voice had end up on radio, it had end up on radio. Yeah? If all you say something to the staff, don't say something to the staff that would reflect negatively out there in the public. Say what you have to say to the staff and do it in the best interest of the staff and yourself and the country. Don't say things out there that you have to be afraid that somebody on radio play your voice and all kind of thing.
With the big fat salaries, boys look.
I mean, it's not that difficult to actually do that, eh? So I do wish you the best in all your endeavors. I think you are a brilliant, bright young lady. And once you do things in the right way, I believe the only people to benefit, well, not the only, but the main people to benefit will be the youth of Grenada. Just do the job and do it properly, all right? Nice.
Walking together too hard to contemplate. That is why to the leader all you insubordinate. Times are rough, you tell.
But I have a problem. I know that Mr. Norman Gilbert was supposed to return today. I haven't heard anything about that one? Wasn't he supposed to return today? Or are they moving forward with their plans to demote him and place him in the Ministry of Education? Yeah, because I said before on this program, I know that the office already fix up and thing, yeah, computer plug up kind of thing ready. Yeah, man. Only looking to take a PS, demote a PS. Only have another one on suspension, already. Well, not suspension, administrative leave, that's what let us call it. Yeah, I think it's the one in the Ministry of Works. The same ministry that the Prime Minister is now taking over. Yes, we told you all on Wednesday night, because we just had to tell all you, they ain't telling all you nothing. Let me see if they have a post cab coming up. Let me see. We papa, just as I said, they have a post cab tomorrow. Let me see where they have it on. Yeah, so the press conference will be facilitated by the Prime Minister, let me see, the Minister of MIT, and the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance. So let me see, they're talking bi-monthly payments. They're talking ministerial portfolio change. Well, we announced that Wednesday, so they're coming to tell all you that no, right? Nice, good. And the ending of the cap on freight and water access and sanitation in homes, the WASH initiative. But we teach all you about the WASH initiative, that they say is the brainchild of the Prime Minister. We taught you. We already tell all you about the WASH initiative. That they say is they say the WASH initiative. Yeah, the brainchild of the Prime Minister. That is interesting. Believe me, that one is really, really interesting. You see me, let me play my campaign promises you hear.
It's not politics. Please don't forget. I'm just practicing to be a poet.
Folks, and we're going to keep the phone lines open for the entirety of tonight's program. So 440-7377. Feel free to call at any point in time. You can call us on WhatsApp. I hope that I got the WhatsApp line working properly now. So you can call us on WhatsApp, or you can also call us directly, all right? So we're leaving the phone lines open, yeah? So yeah, it's like we knew that, yeah, Mr. Dennis Cornwall will be taking up the position of the Minister of Finance. That is what is going to be announced tomorrow. That's what we've heard. I think we've seen an article coming out over the weekend. I mean, George Worm, he had to try and help his partner and them. Yeah, but I find it absolutely strange that you could come out and say that the Prime Minister has done so well in the Ministry of Finance, so well, that he can now hand it over to somebody else. If you're doing well in the ministry, I would think that you want it to continue doing well, so you hold on to that ministry. Or is he saying, from what we're seeing from Mr. George Worm, are they saying, and we know that George Worm is basically GIS 0.9 or whatever you want to call it, right? Yeah. So we want to know if what he's actually saying is that Mr. Cornwall has failed in the Ministry of Infrastructure, Works and Infrastructure and so on, that he has failed there, and therefore the Prime Minister now needs to take over that ministry to make it work. So I'm just not understanding what I do understand is this though. And I often use this example. Very often I use this example when talking about such things. The first thing that I have to say is this. When it comes to cabinet reshuffles, you have different reasons you would have a cabinet reshuffle. You would have a cabinet reshuffle in the instance where you want to give different members of the team experience in different areas. So, for instance, when you saw a reshuffle under Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, it's usually because you have a member of the team, you don't want somebody stay in one ministry forever. They must get experience in other ministries. So you would transfer somebody to another ministry, give them experience there. After a period of time, they may spend a couple of years there. You may give them a little experience in another ministry or something like that. So I understood that's what Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell would do when he had a cabinet shuffle and so on. Another reason you might have a cabinet reshuffle, and we saw that under the last NDC administration, is when somebody gives in trouble. So you realize somebody gives in trouble, so you demote them or you transfer them from a ministry, you take them out, different things like that. Yeah, so we saw that under the last NDC administration, where there was attempts to demote people and remove people and push people all over the place. And so, remember that? Yeah, so we saw that under the last NDC administration. So, as a means of punishment, you can have a cabinet reshuffle in it. Yeah, so you could have that as well. Let me see. Another reason you might have a cabinet reshuffle is that you're just realigning things. But in this instance, what I am seeing is a situation that reminds me of how medieval kings and emperors used to operate. And when I say that, I mean in this sense. Now, and listen carefully. Back many, many years ago, when a king, like the King of England, wanted to build a castle, what they would do is that they would check with the Chancellor of the Exchequer. In fact, the Minister of Finance in the UK, I believe, still carries that title, the Chancellor of the Exchequer. That's the individual that controls the money. That's the person that raises the money. That's the person that controls all the money for the king on behalf of the king. The king don't do that for himself. So he has a Minister of Finance. So the king wants to build a castle. And he decides, I want to build a big castle, the biggest anybody has ever seen, the most beautiful. I want gold inlay all over and a massive, massive garden and all of that. So he would tell the Chancellor of the Exchequer, I want to do that. It's the job of the Chancellor of the Exchequer now to find that money on behalf of the king. So what the Chancellor would do, he would raise taxes on people. So he would take maybe 65% of what you earn. He would take it and say it's towards building the castle and so on behalf of the king. He would seize people's property and sell it. He would do different things, whatever he has to do in order to raise that money to build that castle for the king. Right. As soon as that castle is nearing completion or completed, the king would come out on the steps of the castle and he would call the Chancellor of the Exchequer in front of all the people. And he would say, I didn't know this man was doing all this wickedness to all you. You mean this man raised the tax and thing like that on all you? You mean this man was seizing all your property and all your crops and all your livestock and he was doing all of this wickedness to all you to raise money? No, we can't tolerate that. Off with your head. And they would decapitate that individual. Yeah? So the Chancellor of the Exchequer takes all the blame for what the king was trying to do. Yeah? The king wanted the castle, so he have the castle. And now all the people jumping up, oh, the king loves us, he loves us. You see what he do? He get rid of that Chancellor of the Exchequer. He chopped that one head off, man. That man was a wicked man. The king didn't know nothing about that. Was the Chancellor of the Exchequer that was doing all that wickedness to us. Understand that. That is what used to happen in medieval times. And that is what is happening right here in Grenada right now. Our Chancellor of the Exchequer is passing on the blame for what is to come to somebody new. The Prime Minister doesn't want to be holding the Ministry of Finance for what is to come. Because they've said, for instance, and let me take this call because I did promise I'd take the calls. Oh, wrong line. Let me take the other line. Yes, hello, good night.
Hey, Sheldon, how you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm quite fine.
Good program as usual.
Thank you.
The Ministry of Finance is a very important ministry.
Very, very.
And why is the Prime Minister giving up that ministry to someone else?
I believe that he is setting up Mr. Dennis Cornwall for failure. I believe that the Prime Minister has absolutely no intention of running Mr. Cornwall as a candidate again. So he's using him as cannon fodder. Anything that goes wrong in the Ministry of Finance now lays on his shoulders. Well, he and his brother shoulders, but his shoulders.
But I have noted once that the budget projection, there would be a shortfall of about $200 and something million because the CBI program is halted.
Yeah, well, you're seeing that happening around the world. As I said, I have to get someone to do a special program on that. But you're seeing that happening around the world with CBI. So Grenada's projections most likely will not be met.
Right. So my point is, why, I think he knows that there is going to be a shortfall in the ministry, and they would. So he's trying to put the blame on someone else. He say, well, it's not me, it's someone else's ministry. Because if you said the Prime Minister was doing so well in the last 9 months, why change that? If it's not broken, don't fix it, no?
No, well, and that's what I'm saying. I believe, because from next week we're hearing about fortnightly payments. Yeah. So you're going to have the fortnightly payments taking place as of, I think it's next weekend. So the 15th of April, the process of fortnightly payments is going to take place. I would have thought if it was your idea and you're interested in seeing it through, that you would remain in the chair, not try to hand that chair over to somebody else. It's like, hey, I know that chair have a bad leg, let me get somebody else, let it fall with it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll tell you something, a prominent NDC gentleman told me years ago. He said, I got to tell you, I don't know how Keith Mitchell run that ministry because it's not only being an educated or an economist or an accountant, but he said it's a very skillful job. It takes skills to run that. He said, I don't know how this man juggle monies around. And that's a prominent minister who told me that. So it's not an easy job to just come in from outside and say, I'm going to run a ministry and I'm going to do what I want to do. It takes skills.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you see, I'm seeing a figure here for how much money the government collected for the months of January and February as $171.3 million, right? That's how much money that government collected in that period. Let me see. And 33 million out of that was earned by the Citizenship by Investment Program. But there's one very, very important aspect of that money that I'm seeing, and I'm trying to find it here to give you the exact figure. But a lot of the money that government has earned in the first quarter of this year has come from remittances. In other words, people outside of Grenada sending money into Grenada, and the taxes that government gets off of that.
Right. Because so far the government have not raised any real money in terms for projects going forward. I don't know how they're going to manage. I know that you live in that ministry and give it to someone else. I think it's...
Not just leaving, they're running from it. They afraid it. They're running from that ministry right now. They want to take the blame.
Because he doesn't like to take blame, because even when there was real violence going on in Grenada, shooting and whatever, he never takes responsibility. He never goes to the podium and say, you know what, let me speak on that. He just let it go.
Mm-hmm. But here's the other thing too. He's moving away from that ministry, and at a crucial time as well, because you have those payments starting. But you want to take a guess as to why they're pushing so much, because remember, it was promised that the fortnightly payments would happen. But you know why they're pushing for those payments to happen next week. And it may sound simple, it may sound above thing, but they're actually pushing next week because of that show taking place next week. They know there's going to be a lot of economic activity surrounding that show. Because the reggae show that's happening next week will be one of the biggest shows that we've seen in a very long time here in Grenada. Nothing to do with the government, in spite of anything that the government is doing. In the same way that they paid pensions, just at the point in time that they knew the normal Christmas hustle and bustle and shopping would be taking place, they push hell hard because they know that reggae show. It got people in town buying, looking, people looking to go, and so there'll be some economic activity regardless of what is taking place with government. And they're trying to piggyback on that and try to claim that as, you don't see things happening because we pay the salaries on the half month. All of that is tactics.
Because I don't understand a crucial ministry, and you're talking about transformation, and you want to do this and that and the other, and you're going to give up that crucial. That's a very crucial ministry. That's the heart of the government, the Ministry of Finance.
Yes, yes.
And if you're the leader, and I don't know why you're going to give it to someone else who is less experienced.
No. I think, don't get it. I don't think he's giving it to a less experience. Let's be clear here. Mr. Dennis Cornwall has worked regionally and locally in finance. He has been in the Ministry of Finance. He has worked. In fact, he's one of only 2 government ministers that worked within a government ministry in some senior capacity, both himself and Mr. Lennox Andrews. So, and both of them in the Ministry of Finance. So I won't say that he's inexperienced. I would say that he's being used as cannon fodder. He's being handed a hot potato knowing he got bunny hand.
The Prime Minister came in, when he came in and he heard there was a lot of money in the ministry left over by the Mitchell government, he wanted to be the governor of that kind of money, and now the money is running low. He's giving it to somebody different. I just think he's setting him up for failure. That is my point.
Yes, indeed. All right, caller, thank you so very much.
All right.
All right, my brother. Yes, indeed. 440-7377 or 347-329-3101. You can call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. Yeah, so I'm telling you all, I honestly believe that Mr. Cornwall is being set up for failure. That's my view. They will not be running him as a candidate again. Remember, I tell you that tonight. Just remember tonight that I told you all they will not be running him as a candidate again. That ain't taking place. Let me just make sure. Right. They will not be running him as a candidate again. It won't be taking place. All right. So therefore, they're using him as a disposable MP. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I don't think that Mr. Cornwall is intelligent and qualified in the field of finance. You know, I like to give Jackie jacket all the time. I believe that he is qualified in the field of finance. As a finance minister, I don't know, because that's the person who sets the policy and so on. That's the government person, that the cabinet person that sets the policy and so on. So that's one thing, right? But considering what we've seen, you still have individuals who have not received their pension. Yeah. If I only call one of the names of who ain't received theirs. But anyway, you have people who have not received their pension since December. Mr. Cornwall, I hope that you sort that out. I hope that you sort out that pension issue. I hope that you sort it out. Because we have people who, over the last few months, have not been receiving their pension. They have brought in their life certificates, and they are still not receiving their pension. And that's unfair to them. What is the bottleneck? What is the holdup that's stopping these people from receiving their pensions? Yeah? Because if it's a life certificate, they've done that. If it's ensure that all their paperwork is in, they've done that. But these people still have not received their pensions up to now. All right? And there are other people who are being owed and not being paid by the government of Grenada. So there is that situation taking place. All right? And then, on top of that, Mr. Cornwall, and I say Mr. Cornwall, let the Prime Minister announce the thing tomorrow, right? So whether it's Mr. Cornwall or is Mr. Lennox Andrews, or whether is you end up with Mr. Andy Williams as your minister. Anyway, yeah. We'll come to Mr. Andy Williams in a while. Yeah, somebody tell him tune in. All right, yeah. So, well, I know sometimes I just can't help it. Yeah. Because you see, no matter how much you shuffle it, you'll always end up with a joker at the top of the pack. No matter what you do when it comes to that group of individuals. You understand? You'll always end up with a joker at the top of the pack. You have a minister of climate resilience and so on. Yeah? So you have a minister in relation to climate and the environment and so on. You have a Grenadian who is heading this up for the planet. And you're telling me no news, none, zero, zil, zot is coming out of that ministry. We're not even seeing the minister on a postcab in a press conference. Nothing at all. Where there are tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars actually, that are out there for climate change and climate projects. For the blue economy and for the green economy and all of these different things. For solar, for environmental protection, all of this money is out there, grant money and so on. And you're not going after it, so you're hearing nothing from the ministry, except that they take a trip and went and lime in Egypt. That is the most you hear from that. And the only way you heard about it was that we exposed the fact that the minister went with your boyfriend on the trip. That was the only way that you heard about that. But other than that, have you been hearing anything from that ministry? Yeah? Is it that they're incompetent? Is it that nothing going on so they have nothing to say? Or is it that a lot of things going on but not things that they want you or me to know so they're hiding? We have to ask these questions. Yeah? So as I said to you earlier, I actually believe they're pushing, because the first set of people that heard that they're getting paid on the 15th of April were the police officers and prison officers, and so they heard that. And then it started to spread throughout the public service and that kind of thing. they're making the actual announcement. And so tomorrow, you could pay on the 15th, no problem. I know my business, if you could pay, if you could do it, and it's beneficial to people, go right ahead. Have discussions, and I hope that our good friends in the media who are tuned in tonight, and I know are listening, I hope that one of the questions that comes to the panel tomorrow is, have they spoken to the financial institutions? I must admit, I did see something from Republic Bank asking customers that are paid through government, by government, to check in with them as regards to the bi-monthly payment. So I believe either Republic Bank has done that on their own, or if government has spoken to them. I can't say for the other financial institutions, because I've seen nothing from the other financial institutions. I don't know if they are contacting people, for instance, Cooperative Bank and the credit unions. I don't know if they on their own are contacting the people whose salaries are sent to them, because they have loan agreements that say a certain amount is supposed to be paid by a certain time. They have different things inside there that need to be done in a specific way. So I don't know if discussions between the government and these entities has taken place. As I said, Republic Bank is the only one that I know that I saw something for. I saw it somewhere, I believe on social media. I saw something from them. All right? But the only reason they're pushing to do it next week, they know it. Steve, are you sure next week? It go have a lot of activity. They'll jump on that bandwagon and say, you don't see people in town. Boy, that payment on the 15th thing, you ain't see people in town, boy. Because it's at the show. So it must have people around, isn't it? Because a lot of people going to that show. I mean, Shabba and all them kind of people. So that is big show. People looking to go that, no matter what age. Whether you're my age with the Shabba rank and the, or older than me with the Marcia Griffiths, or younger with the Christopher Martin and the Coffee and them, is a show that go attract all different categories of people. So they put it in there. It might sound as nothing, but they know they're doing it. They're trying a shot. So they're trying to do it around that particular time. Nice. So somebody just sent one to me. Ariza has done it. Well, I expect Ariza to do that. Yeah. All right, good friends at Ariza. Right? Yeah. So, and when did they send that out? Right. So there's one from Ariza. So I knew Republic Bank. I've just received one from Ariza. I don't know if any of the others have done that. Right? To facilitate, because that can become an issue. All right? So we hope that the others have done that already and that everybody is on board. Good night to you, Amisha, and good night to you, Pink. Hope you all are having a wonderful night tonight. All right? Nice, beautiful. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of 347-329-3101. For those of you in North America, whether you're in Canada or you're in the US, you can call using that number. You know, some people tell me, yeah, touch this one now, touch this one instead, man. Yeah, sometimes it does have to, you know. Yeah, also letting you all know, Parliament is taking place on Thursday. The intention is to pass the data protection bill, to go through all the stages with that bill on Thursday. While some amendments have been made, yes, some amendments have been made, there are still various parts of that bill that concern many of us out here. And we have a call online. Good night. Hello. Good night, caller. You're live. Hello. Okay, caller, just remember to pay attention to the phone line and not to the radio or television or wherever you're listening to the program on. So when I say hello, speak to me on the phone line. So you call, don't put the phone so, and you're waiting to hear me say hello on the radio. By the time you come to the radio, I gone. All right? So you need to have the phone to your head. Let's have that conversation on the phone. Hello, good night.
Under the nutmeg tree.
Under the nutmeg tree, my brother. How are you?
Yeah, I've been listening to your labor, so let me come in there for a little while.
Yes, brother.
I feel that the Prime Minister trying to set up a young one from Sotes. Because
man, there's a setup. There's a total setup.
Because he gets some of the fire, he does some of the wrong thing in the major finance. So he put the young man in now to embarrass the young man.
Well,
you know, and they're nasty thing for the man to do.
Well, I believe that it is a setup. As I said, the king and them used to have the chancellor, the exchequer, and then chop off his head as soon as they get a castle, you know?
Yeah,
and all the people and them jumping up, they love the king.
What happened to his brother now? That is
The PS, the permanent secretary, is his brother. Yeah.
He's the big boy in finance too, isn't it?
Yeah, his brother is the permanent secretary. So
what happened to him?
No, he gonna be there. So his two brothers running the Ministry of Finance. Two brothers handling Grenadians' money.
Two brothers try to get one, But and then I feel like I'm going to take a plane and go and come back at the corner. I feel like take a plane and fly out and we don't even know where you go. Thank you, sir. I did listen.
All right, my brother. Under the nutmeg tree.
Yeah, under the nutmeg tree.
All right, my brother. Under the nutmeg tree is such a blessed place to be. All right. 4407377. We say a special good night to our listeners via 91.9, 91.5, Real FM. And of course, our loyal listeners out there, 94.9, We Noise Radio out there in Brooklyn. Good night to you, Wade. And let me say a special good night to you, Kathy. And a special good night to you, Miss Cammy. I hope you're resting. In fact, Cammy, I ain't feel I even want you to finish listening to the program tonight because I want you to get some proper rest and sleep. Yeah. I ain't fine. I even want you listening to the rest of the program tonight, yeah. In the next few minutes, I want you go and take a nice look at rest. You take your nice local cup of bush tea and thing. You relax yourself and go and take a nice look at rest. Nice. Good. 440-7377. And good night to you, Mommy George. I hope that you're having a wonderful night tonight. Yeah, I hope that you're having a wonderful night. You and the home circle. So as I mentioned as well, the data protection bill is going to Parliament on Thursday. Yeah? All I say, yeah, you could go ahead. You could pass it, The courts are there for everyone, innit? Yeah, the courts are there for everyone. So, you could pass it. Whether you get the chance to enforce it is another thing. Because no one is saying that you don't need a data protection bill. I think the New National Party has been very clear. Every single person in the New National Party that have spoken in relation to the data protection bill have been very clear. The bill is important. The bill is generally a good bill. But there are sections of the bill that are cause for pause, that leave people open, leave individuals, Grenadians open to their constitutional rights being, is the word they use abridged? Yeah. Infringed. Yeah? So if any Grenadian believes that their constitutional rights are being infringed by that bill, then said Grenadian has the right to take the government on that bill to the constitutional courts. Yeah? So we have a caller online. Good night.
Hey, good night, Brother Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay, man.
All right, you go right ahead.
Hey, Brother Sheldon, I want to find something. Is the pension office still in operation?
I can't say yes or no. I honestly do not have an answer to that question, and I won't venture to say either which way because I'm not sure. I know that they had a secretariat, and I believe the secretariat was closed by a particular time because I remember the discussion being, why close the pension secretariat when there are still people who have not brought in the rest of the documents or came in and signed up? But the pension secretariat that was set up specifically to deal with the pension payment in November, that pension secretariat, I believe, was closed.
Yeah, it is closed.
Yeah.
Right? And there are people that still going and think of to get the pension.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And they want to know where the pension office is. Right? So they I see them who don't sign up at the time, and they come and say, want to tell them no. What happened to them? So that means they will not be receiving any pension?
Well, remember, I think we tend to forget that everyone who is working and has made their contribution weeks, they get a pension, if you want to call it that, from the National Insurance Scheme. So there's that pension that people would be receiving. But the government pension is a different issue.
Yeah, no.
So it's not that they wouldn't receive anything. They might have something coming from the NIS, but the government pension, which is more substantive, which could handle some bills at the end of the month and put a little bit of food and medication there.
Yeah.
That one, these people are being locked out from it. That is the situation as far as I see it. As I said, I can do some further investigation, but I do believe the pension secretariat was closed.
It closed. It's closed because people know what to find. My person asks, where is the pension office? It is right now. Right? And they might say, well, check in the office. Right when they can have to come back Parliament building. And when they reach it, they tell them the office is somewhere. When they go down, the next thing, the pension office closed. So these people don't want to know what is going on, what to do, where to turn to. Right? So information coming out, like information limited.
Because legally, right, these individuals have to be brought on if they qualify.
Yeah.
They have to be brought on to the pension slate, the payroll. They have to be brought in, they have to be dealt with, and they have to be brought on.
Yeah.
Where they do that, if I were them, I would check with the DPA. That's the Department of Public Administration. That's on the 5th floor, I believe, of the Ministerial complex. They can check with that department, and I think they may be able to guide them. Either they would do it there, or they may be able to guide them exactly where to go.
Yeah,
But the pension secretariat should not have been closed.
Yeah. Then they had to give people information where they had to turn to.
Yeah.
Well, don't give information, it's trying to lock on the people, because they were also saying that just some people want to sign up, they retire, they resign, but they make the age range for pension, government pension, and you would tell them you have to retire. If you resign, do something again. So we consider that Alba just try to run away from paying people pension.
Yes, all right, my brother. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. I think that when it comes to the issue of the pension secretariat, it definitely is something that I would have to do some further research on. Somebody could message me and tell me if I'm correct that the pension secretariat was closed. I think they had a specific date, and I think that was even before budget. They had a specific date that the pension secretariat was going to be closed by because they wanted to pay by and all these sort of things. We have a call online. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Scott.
Hi, good night. How are you doing, sir?
I'm alright for the time being.
Okay, you go right ahead. You're live.
Yeah. I don't know if you had listened to the Bob report last night.
Yes, I did. I actually listened to the Bob report.
And I'm somewhat concerned that Miss Claudette, I don't think she gave a good account of herself. Why she would have explained some things thoroughly, but I don't think she gave a good account of herself. In that, when she was asked about the fired labor commissioner, she bluntly told the gentleman, let's not go into that. She don't intend to raise it. That was part of her statement to it.
I think that matter may be soon be I think that matter may soon be sub judice.
And you, under your jurisdiction, and you're hiding that from the nation. You are not prepared to explain that to the nation. That wasn't there. Another thing is, she gave the impression that what the lawyers say was more or less just nothing at all, and she haven't seen any substantial thing in it to take out. Again, something had to be wrong there because the Bar Association lawyer and president did wrote her and gave her some particulars, and she's saying that she haven't seen anything there that could stop the bill or you know. So that again, so if the bar, over 40 lawyers sit down, you're telling me that these lawyers have not compiled and it's information that Ms. Claudette could look at or that it could be considered? Something seems to be wrong. Something seems to be wrong. And these people are not really listening to people. Then on the matter of the haircut for marketing board, I think we have been tricked. And I don't hear enough people mentioning that. The Prime Minister told us that the debt of marketing board is 15 million over. And the government is going to take over it. Right? Now the Prime Minister come and tell us that he's asking for a haircut of half the amount. So let us imagine that a farmer is owed $1 million. You are telling that farmer now that you have to take $500,000. How you expect that farmer to continue with agriculture. If he might owe people, or people might owe him that he have to pay. I don't think that is fair to the people because you gave the impression that that debt would have been on the government. But now you're telling us, as farmers, so that well, at least everybody at Marketing Board that they should take a haircut. Yes, we had a haircut, and we, if you owe a man, you can pay him. You ask him for release, but you give the impression that the government was carrying that weight. Now you take all that weight on the government and asking for, with little or no explanation to that. We don't even know what the new board or what the new organization is like. We don't even know how much persons working because they give us some twist-up figures. And perhaps people, journalists, not questioning enough. Because we were told, first of all, by the Prime Minister that the amount of people in Marketing Board was 92. Then we hear 94. And then we heard 70 would be going home. Up to this, we don't know how much person was kept in Marketing Board. We understand that there are areas that are functioning. We don't know how much person was kept and how much was sent home. So we are getting a lot of misinformation. And I'm wondering what is happening to our journalists. We're not questioning the we know that it's difficult, but you said that they will be having press conference tomorrow. I'm not satisfied that the journalist is asking the questions in thorough. I'm not satisfied that at all. And I think that's something you should look into a little bit. Or the journalists, when they go there, ask the appropriate questions. We're not getting the information as we want to. Thank you.
Yes, all right. Thank you. Yes, indeed. And now, several things out of what the caller has just spoken about. One, I've said on this program, when it comes to that 50% haircut, I do not believe that people under a certain threshold should be beholden to that. You cannot treat the farmer who provide you with goods over a period of time and might have a $16,000 inside there. You cannot treat that farmer with the $16,000 in there in the same way that you're going to treat Cooperative Bank, or that you're going to treat Petro-Carib, or that you're going to treat some regional body or so that has maybe a $4 or $5 million there. You cannot treat that farmer in the same way, which is why I am saying that any sensible, caring group of people, notice the two words I'm using here, any sensible and caring group of people would have definitely said that we are going to be asking for a haircut above a certain threshold. So whether you set the threshold at 50,000 or you set it at 30,000 or whatever, but only above a certain threshold that you would ask for a haircut. You can't be treating poor farmers. You can't be treating agro-processors, people that's selling all your little jams and jellies and cocoa and who selling all your spices and these sort of things, the local CMOS. You cannot be treating those small producers who are depending on that money. They're depending on it. I know some of those people, they are depending on that money. And now you want to tell them, take a haircut in the same way that you're going and tell big corporations with millions of dollars, maybe even $1 billion or $2 billion, millions of dollars, they're going and treat the poor and vulnerable people in the same way that you're treating them. That is uncaring and it's unthinking. A thinking group of individuals would have said, below a certain threshold, we're giving all your money. And don't come with this thing that you have in the second paragraph of the note that you sent out there, that dotishness about you didn't know about those things. No, Mr. Bridgman was correct. You came several times and you quoted the figure. You went around the island and you quoted how much money that marketing board was indebted. You said it. So don't give the impression now that all of a sudden you're just fine that marketing board owed a set of money. No, you knew. You said it. You're on record. We have you on record saying how much money was owed by the Marketing and National Importing Board. So you know how much you had to pay. You know how much you had to pay. So to come now and give the impression that you didn't know and that they just fall on you all. It's absolute nonsense. Yeah, but then guess who's going to have to deal with that issue? Not the present Prime Minister. No, the incoming Minister of Finance is going to have to deal with that issue of the haircut. And, so they're going to end up getting all the blame. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister will just wait. And then, let's just look at something. Mr. Nazim Burke, you know what damaged him politically more than anything else? Him being the Chancellor of the Exchequer. Him being the Minister of Finance. That's what destroyed his political career. One or two other things. But his political career was destroyed by his time in office as the Minister of Finance. Outside of that, he didn't really do nothing for the people in Northeast St. George. Same as the present MP. Yeah, same kind of situation again. But outside of that, his time as the Minister of Finance destroyed him politically. Deacon Mitchell is not going to allow his time as the Chancellor of the Exchequer to destroy him. Because what is his record? Yeah, you pay pensions. Did it come back into the Grenadian economy? Did we see a boom in the Grenadian economy? Did we see a lot of activity taking place because of it? You could make 20 add and put out. It had no activity because of the pension payment to talk about. You take $150 away from the most poor and vulnerable around us. And I saw someone making the statement earlier. That maybe the new Minister of Finance would return the $150. I was listening to the Prime Minister in one of the NDC town hall meetings. Yes, I'm saying as it is. NDC town hall meetings is what they're having. That is nothing for anybody but NDC supporters. All right, and I'll come to that in a little while. But I heard the Prime Minister in that saying that, they filter in the list, and maybe after they filtered the list and they take off all the dead people, stop talking nonsense. It ain't no pile of dead people on the list. There was a constant removal of people who have died from the seed list. Yes, you will always end up with dead people on the list because somebody could be on the list now and dead tomorrow. Somebody could be on the list now and dead tonight. And if the officer did not bring that information in a proper manner, then that person's name would still be there by the time that payments are being made in the next week or so. So you can't say that's how it was. They're doing like if it is a situation, and I'd like them to prove that. They're doing like if it's a situation that you had dead people on the seed list for the last 2 years and money was going to somebody on their name. If that is so, some people had to go to jail. And I ain't see how they lock them up yet. I ain't see that. But that's the impression that the Prime Minister is giving when he continually makes a statement about, there are a bunch of people on the list, dead people on the list. If there are dead people on the list, and people have been receiving money on behalf of these dead people, that is fraud, isn't it? So therefore, some people had to be taken to jail or made to do whatever, you understand? So if that is the situation, I haven't heard them say that. But they keep using this blocking mechanism of there are a set of dead people on the list, or there are a set of fellas in jail, and then if they're in jail, who is receiving the money on their behalf? Who's taking the money? Because it's wrong. Who's taking the money on their behalf? People whose circumstances have improved. I know of individuals who are in their 70s and 80s and were taken off the list. Their circumstances have not improved. They're still old. They're still poor. Their circumstances have not improved, yet still they have been removed from the list for whatever reason. And there are several instances of it. I can name names if I get permission from the people. Several instances of that happening. Their circumstances haven't improved. What? They're Benjamin Button, they start to get younger. They get a job at the age of 70-something. Their circumstances have not improved, yet still they've been removed from the seed list. So they have no intention of returning the $150 to the elderly. I hope that they would do that, because it's not just the elderly. Remember, it's the differently abled. Yeah, you have some people that their circumstances can't change. They can't move nothing from the neck down. Nothing. They're bedridden. People have to take care of them. And you're telling me that these individuals, their circumstances have improved? So, talking absolute nonsense. And as I mentioned before, and I said, NDC town hall meetings. And I'll tell you why I say NDC town hall meetings. These meetings are only broadcast via the NDC social media pages, not the government information pages. So if, for instance, MP Ron Redhead goes and he has a town hall meeting and it's broadcast on the NDC page, not the Government Information Service page, it tells me, it tells the viewer, it even tells the 4 or 5 people that went that what you are having is an NDC meeting, is only for we people. If you're not an NDC, don't come. That's what it says. We looked at the town hall, the first one that the Prime Minister had, and you realize there were a lot of people in the NDC regalia there. At least that one came across on the GIS or so. But you go onto the GIS Facebook page and the GIS YouTube page when this program is finished. You go and search through and tell me if you're seeing any of these town hall meetings. Then go to the NDC page. I look at delete it now, I screenshot already. You go to the NDC page and scroll through and tell me if you're not seeing the town hall meetings there. And I need to ask the question, because I don't know. I honestly do not know. Is the staff of the Government Information Service, is the staff of the GIS being used to cover these meetings? Is the staff or the equipment of the Government Information Service being used to cover these meetings that are taking place and only being broadcast via the NDC social media pages? It's not even on the Parliament page. I've checked the Parliament YouTube page. It's not there. And it could have been there because these are MPs. So the Parliament could bring a town hall. Yeah, they could rebroadcast. But the only pages you're seeing it on are the NDC pages. So that tells me that when I hear there's a town hall meeting in the Grand Anse area, that I am not welcome. That me ain't supposed to go because that is a NDC activity. Because it's only on the NDC page. And you're seeing people go in there with the yellow t-shirt and cap. So it tells me, hey boy, that is not for you. Don't go in that. That is what is happening right now. So I need to know if these town hall meetings are town hall as in they're open to everyone, or if they are geared towards NDC supporters to come and heap praises on their Caesar. Yeah? Because it seems that is what's happening in them town hall. And then when somebody makes a negative statement, you realize that person nearly had a run out all kind of thing. I see a lady talking St. Paul's there and all the people stoops in and in the back. When she was saying return the $150 to the people, to the poor and vulnerable people. They need it. The $150 is needed to return it to them. We're talking about we cleaning. What cleaning lists have to do with the volume of money that you're giving to the people right now? What that really had to do with that? So the people needs to disappear for a period of time and then reappear at another time? They have announced, I saw the release coming out today, they've announced the removal of the cap on the freight at the port to the 2019 level. Well, here's what now. We as Grenadians never benefited from it, so you all could go to hell with it anyhow. We never benefited. They capped the freight at the 2019 level, and the only people that benefited were their friends in big business here in Grenada. Their friends who were the importers, who were the people that were passing the things through the port to resell to us. They were the ones who benefited because they were paying less on the port, but they were not taking out 25 cents or 10 cents from anything that they were selling to us. And now that they've removed the cap, what we could find is that, remember, they put the cap on because they said it's going to help lower the cost of foodstuff and so. So now that the cap has been removed, can we expect increase in prices when we go to the supermarket? Can we expect an increase in prices in goods and services in general because you've brought the cap back to the 2023 level? Because believe me, any one of you that saw prices going down, yeah? Any one of you that saw prices going down, tell me, due to the reduction in freight, not due to the removal of tax on some items, tell me, seriously, message me, call me, tell me, some of the stuff that you have seen gone down because of the move that was made. The only thing that happened there, the only thing that happened for the period of time that was in place is that, one, their friends in big business who funded their campaign, I am saying it, their friends in big business who funded their campaign, some of the people that fund, They are the ones who benefited from the reduction of the cap on freight costs to the 2019 level. They are the ones that benefited. They did not pass that on to you and I, Grenadian, out here. Our cost of living has been going up and continues to go up. And now, with this removal, we expect to see it going up even more. So I need you all to pay particular attention to the cost of items in the supermarkets and the stores right now. And we're going to compare in 2 weeks, and we're going to compare in a month, and we're going to compare in 2 months to the first week of April 2023. So I need you all to keep your little receipt on them. You just get a little receipt. Yeah, just put it in between a book and things so the color don't disappear fast. You understand? Right. But hold your receipt. And let's look at the cost. That is if you're able and could afford to buy food, because I know it goes sometimes. But hold on to your receipts. And look at your receipt from now, and look at your receipt from in a few months' time, a few weeks' time, and a few months' time. And let's see if the cost is going up or the cost is going down. Because I could guarantee you that we as Grenadians did not benefit. In fact, we lost. Because the government gave up. They gave up revenue at the port. But they gave up money that was coming in at the port, and it went into the pocket of their friends. It didn't come back to you and me. It went into the pocket of their friends. So you come in and tell us tomorrow that you remove the cap? Man, move away with that. That ain't do nothing for nobody in the first. You should shame to talk about cap. Because that ain't do nothing for anybody. Except your friends and financiers. That's who benefited. Yeah? And that's the fact. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. Yeah, let me touch the thing again.
The house solid and the pillars strong. Don't stop the progress. We moving on.
Them, after what we told everybody about the WASH program, them really coming and talk about the WASH program. Listeners to this program, Talking Points, and you all understand that UNESCO have a WASH, the Red Crescent, Red Cross, they have a WASH program that, there's several that are out there. And you all know it. We told you all, we explained to you all at the WASH program. Yeah, we don't come and try and tell us, oh, this new initiative that we have. No. We also still waiting to hear what happened with the money that Ole collected for the National Susu. Yeah. Want to hear the Accountant General? Yeah, I want to hear if the Accountant General created an account specific for that, and if permission was given of the people who collected that money according to the Public Finance, the Management Act, and so the PFM. Yeah, I want to know if according to the rules in there that the people who collected that money provided receipts to the people who provided that money to the government of Grenada. Grenada ain't no susu. You can't run Grenada as a susu. You have to run Grenada as a country, and therefore there are rules under the 2015 Public Finance Management Act that must be followed. Yeah, check the act, check the SROs that are attached to it, the regs, the regulations that are attached to it, check those as well. And you'd realize that what took place at the Westerhall Secondary School was illegal. All right, nice. So media are telling all what to ask tomorrow, you know. So we want to know if indeed the money is collected were passed on the next morning or whatever to the Accountant General, and proper procedures have taken place. We want to know, yeah?
Don't stop it. Don't stop it. Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
So we're hearing now that the actual thing is that there was some friction when it came to the Ministry of Infrastructure and the Ministry of Implementation and Transformation, because as they're saying right now, it seems as though the Minister for Implementation, Transformation, Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation, he trying to dance in everybody's yard. Yeah, he ain't staying in his yard before he dance abroad. He trying to dance in everybody's yard. So there was some kind of friction taking place there when it came to Ministry of Infrastructure and Works. Because remember, when you look at the Molyneux project, for instance, and somebody asked tomorrow, how soon the Molyneux project finishing now? Yeah, the Kuma Road finish? Right, nice. That is NNP at work, we know. It's done. Well done, right? Yeah, that done, open, good, nice. want to know what's going on with the Molyneux Road now. Many of us want to know what's going on with the Molyneux Road. It was supposed to be nearing completion by now. I find hearing nothing. Yeah, I don't even want to go up the West Coast easy because you understand. Yeah, the wear and tear and all them kind of thing. So please, let us know what is going on with that particular project, yeah?
Don't stop it. Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
And here's this, while you all are at it tomorrow, yeah, we're actually giving questions to the media. Either they take it or they don't take it, right? Nice. The Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation, is that really a ministry? Has it been composed and has it been created through the proper channel, as in an enactment of a law and so on? You know, there are specific rules in relation to when you're creating a ministry. So has that taken place? It'll be interesting to hear how that question is answered. I also want to know, while that is the case, if it has been properly put together, the individuals who are working there and the salaries. That don't come and say, person A at scale, what, tell us they're working for $8,000, that they're getting $700 traveling allowance, that they're getting internet and phone, and they're getting other different things. Yeah, tell us they're getting a ticket to go to America on a yearly basis. Tell us what it is that they're getting, right? We want to know. We deserve to know. It's our business. It has been asked twice in the parliament of this country, and you, Mr. Prime Minister, and your team have refused to answer that question on 2 occasions. Who are the people working in the Ministry of Implementation and Transformation? We want to know if it's people, girlfriend, fiance, side woman. We want to know who are the people that are working within there. It may very well be very competent, intelligent young people that have gotten opportunity. I have no problem with that. But we want to know the names. We want to know the salaries that are being paid there. We want to know if the ministry is properly constructed. Because I think a lot of us just letting any and anything happen in this place. No, we had to deal with that.
Don't stop it. Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
440737. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside. Let me say a special good night to my cousin Margaret.
Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
Please offer my condolences, my dear.
Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
We shall talk in the morning.
Don't stop it. Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the progress.
And while all of this is taking place, they are trying. And let me let you all know, public workers especially, let me let you all know that there is an attempt to force your union to accept the same terms and conditions as the Grenada Union of Teachers. They're attempting to force your union to accept the same conditions. You see the police and them ready to sell out already. Well, you know, GUT, you understand what they had there for a leader. We have a call online. Good night.
Hey, hello, good night, children. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. Go right ahead. You're live.
Yeah, I want to remind you of the NDC first 100 days in office, when the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister of Finance was questioned about this Polish man and money. And you know he said? He's not in the habit of giving back money. So, 50, good luck with that. I ain't too sure about that one. Right? Secondly, his response when somebody was asking about the money spent in the St. George area for roads, much million, and he said he can't see it. So this man clearly cannot see the value of how money is spent. So apparently he don't care about money. So he don't know why it's 150 to a poor person in comparison to 2 million to a poor person or a rich person. He has no concept in finance. That's what I gather. And you know people saying give him the 5 years. The year now start and didn't make a year yet and didn't do this and didn't do that and didn't. Come on. You've seen these men's performance for the last 9 months. Are you telling me you can't judge that by how they're going? Let me give you a little experience I see on the news. There's a senator that bring across a bill, something similar to the data bill that we have in Grenada right now. Something similar to what Claudette is doing as Attorney General. honestly leadership, and she don't clearly understand how the bill goes. Just like what I said, talking, he don't know nothing about the bill, and it's his bill. So they're just talking and didn't understand what goes on, but it is what it is, isn't it? But we
let me say this
need
though.
to come.
Let me say this. There's the situation where I've heard our Attorney General speaking about this bill and speaking in near derogatory terms about those within the New National Party, myself included, who have issues with that bill. But the thing is, the members of the Bar Association, point by point, have the same concerns as the members of the New National Party. The same concerns that the New National Party has been speaking about for the past few weeks are the same concerns being raised by the Bar Association and members of the Grenada Bar Association.
There you go.
But when is NNP saying it? Oh, it's because they're trying to politicize the thing and so on. When is the Bar Association saying it? Oh, we need to take it into consideration, but we're moving forward regardless.
There you go. And that is the disdain that they have for people. I know if it's people that support NNP or Grenada on a whole. I listened to a lady this morning said on a program that this is the first time she feels proud. They keep saying it over and over. I hear them. This is the first time she feels proud to be a Grenadian. So what happened for the last so much years they are alive? You're not feeling proud you are Grenadian because who they're in office? These are the mentality these people have. And trust me, if we have people thinking like that out of Grenada and in Grenada, we have a serious problem. We have a breakdown somewhere. And I can guarantee you, it's not Dr. Mitchell, and it's not Kid Mitchell, and it's not NMP that caused that. Because I can be thinking so at all and saying, for some, I'm feeling proud for Grenada for somebody in the office for 9 months. Well, man, have a good night, man.
All right, my brother. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get onto the inside. You can call on WhatsApp or you can call directly. You can also call us if you're in North America, whether you're in Canada or you're in North America as in America, right? Whether you're from California right across to New York, you could call us, right? And you can call us either on the WhatsApp or you can call us on 347-329-3101. So you can call us on either one. Nice? Yes, so I'm very interested in knowing about the town hall meetings. So you see, various questions we have here tonight. So we want to know the town hall meetings that they're having that only being broadcast via the NDC page. If me, as a supporter of the New National Party, is allowed to come, because I realize it's like it's a group thing. You understand? We have a call online. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. You go right ahead. You're live.
You don't realize this man trying to set up everybody. Why do you think they put the bill on Claudette's name? Everything going on is Claudette. We're getting the blame.
Disposable.
She's so unsensible. She don't realize that they're setting up all of them. All of them will get set up and they will run from me. Yeah, got it. Because what's going on there, she don't even know what's going on there. Just call her, just call it. She don't know nothing about what's going on there. She don't even know nothing about the office where she is. So I don't know why she's fooling herself so far. And they could see the man trying to set them up. According to the fella, I said long time, the man go just get up and he'd come and take the office. Go just get up and take the office because I know he can handle it. Yeah. And you have a good night, and you talk.
All right, my brother. Thank you.
Anytime.
All right. Yes, indeed. And let me just raise a new issue here. Well, it's not really that new, but I think I need to raise this particular issue. And I want to give it enough time to air it. There is a situation on the Karani James Boulevard with the fishermen. Now, many of you may know that there are people that have their fishing vessels along the Karani James Boulevard. I'm talking about guys that have the boat in the water and so on, or they pull it up on land and then they pull it down in the water and they go. Let me just take this call before I continue on that one. We have a call online. Good night.
Yes, Mr. Scott.
Yes, sir.
In terms of the negotiations with the different unions, we seem to have a law again, because the teachers accept and they tell us it's 18,000 teachers. Get it? So the 18,000 teachers agree for the increase. And I have no problem with people getting an increase.
No, increase is good.
I think what is deserving to people must have it. That is one thing I'm straight on. When people work, they must be paid. So if the 18,000 teachers accept the increase, I see nothing wrong in that. But here now, you have the other civil servants who are doing the same kind of work. Are they going to receive it? I am accept it or not. If you don't accept it, then you have a problem there. If they accept, okay. You know, so we've seen the unions and the public, the media seems to be in a kind of thing there, because the media had a meeting with the Prime Minister. The president of the media spoke before and said he wasn't satisfied with certain things. He had a meeting, and up to now, he have not explained to the nation or even to his union, the media personnel, what came out of the meeting. So where are we? We seem to be not getting the kind of information that is needed.
Well,
So
let me say
we might
this.
perhaps see this thing struggle for some time, because if the union, if the public workers union don't accept, then they have to go back to the drawing board again.
Mm-hmm.
Normally what happens when one union accepts, the others more or less was falling. But it don't seem to me that they're falling in this time.
Well, you see, the problem here is that usually the unions would negotiate jointly. So they usually have a joint negotiating team. In this instance, you have a joint negotiating team that comprises the PWU, the police and the prisons. They have a joint negotiating team, right? In this instance, it seems as though there is some sort of separation, that the teachers union has gone out on their own and do their own thing. They on a frolic of their own.
Well for negotiation.
Of course, it won't do well for negotiation, because when it's the NNP, they know to join up with everybody and to come and attack the NNP.
Right.
But now under the NDC, the teachers union just basically sell out the membership. Yeah, they gain an increase, but it might be a bigger increase.
Lack of cooperation there, and that does not go well for it.
Yeah. So, but a lot of nonsense is taking place when it comes to these issues here in Grenada. And the thing is that we seem to have a situation where we hardly have media that are willing to talk about it. Yeah. You realize right now the Grenada Broadcasting Network has become GIS 2.0. That is my view. Who vex, who upset. The Grenada Broadcasting Network has become GIS 2.0. That's how I'm seeing it.
Yeah. I mean, I am accepting that NMP would have made some blunders on the way. But when you come in with, and you tell me you're coming different and better, you're supposed to come better and different. But you can't come in the same thing. And, you know, for instance, you talk about people having family members working with in situations, and you're seeing the same thing. The Minister of Finance, would he having his brother together with him now? Isn't that the same thing you're condemning? You know, and I don't think he thinks that should be condemned. I don't see nothing wrong in those things.
My brother, do you know that Dr. Trevor Lane, the special envoy in relation to health, is the uncle of the Minister of Health? You didn't know that, did you?
I didn't know that.
That family thing, tick. They can't stretch. Apparently, they are unable to find people outside of their orbit to fill positions. That's why you could have people like Mr. Orlando Romain holding down various positions. And again, my question is he being paid for all of them?
Whether the person is an MP or NEC, the fact is that when you give us the impression that you don't go in that way and you go the same way, that is my concern. You blame an MP for it, but you're doing the very same thing. And that's my thing. If you feel that two people at least too close to a relative should not hold position in an MP, then it shouldn't happen in the NEC. That's my thing. And I've seen it happen. We're too small for this this political fight. Because if you take a survey, 90% of the people in Grenada are really citizens. In every parish you go,
we're only 100,000 people.
your cousin or somebody. Every parish. So we have to stop that. Thank you.
All right, my brother. The caller said something. Let me play something for you.
The NDC administration failed in the first term, and they're begging for another one. Sing for them. Sing for them. They're going the wrong way. Mash up NDC. They're going the wrong way. Cannot run this country. They're going the wrong way. The leader don't listen. They're going the wrong way. So they divided into. They lie for the people. So many things they promise they go do.
Yes, indeed. And folks, I was telling you all about a situation that's happening with the fishermen on the Karani James Boulevard. There is a situation there. The fishermen are complaining that, number one, they have been told that they have to move. There's not me saying it. The fishermen on the Karani James Boulevard are saying that they have been told that they have to move. They said that wasn't the promise. The promise first was that we're cleaning up the area, we're beautifying and so on. You all will be able to remain. Now they are saying they've been told that they have to move out. They have to find another place to go and park the boat, and so they have to come out from there. The same, from what I'm picking up, has been said to the fishermen who operate off of the Carenage. They are also being told that they have to leave. We have a call online. Good night.
Yes, good night. Are you hearing me, Sheldon?
Yes, I am. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. The last time I called, but I guess I couldn't get on.
Oh, it was
too
probably
late, I
late.
think.
Yeah, probably too late. Yeah.
Yes. How are you?
I am quite fine.
Well, I'm just calling to say that on Friday I went through that road, Kumar Road,
Yeah.
and I was so impressed. I thought I was in North America. Trust me.
Wow.
The quality of work that was done, and I can tell, my God, they did an excellent job. Thanks to NNP, yeah?
Yes,
Can't
of course.
forget that.
Of course.
NMPs used the quality work, and I was so impressed, and I want to encourage other Grenadians to traverse that road to really see what has happened there on that side. I mean, and it takes you a very short time to get to Bolio. I was shocked when I arrived at Bolio, that's the Boca Junction.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked when I got there. I thought I was going to Annandale, but that's not the route. It comes somewhere else. I was very, very impressed. And I want to congratulate the contractor. I understand it was Mr. Gilbert who was the contractor, and the people that worked there were all Grenadians. I'm so impressed with what I saw.
Yes, and now that we've seen that one, we want to see the Molyneux.
Huh?
Now that we've seen that one, we want to see Molyneux Road completed and open.
That's right, because this time when we were going up, I was going to a funeral on Friday, so we went through Montmorris, but I would hope that that road will be completed soon, so that you don't have to go through Montmorris, you just go straight.
At least let's hope before the rainy season.
We have the funds ready and the workers, the contract signed, so that we can start the work before the rain begins, because when it rains, it is very difficult to do that kind of work. So I hope that everything goes well.
Yes, of course. So I do enjoy having you on the program tonight. For those of you that didn't make out the voice, that is Sister Brenda Hood that's there. Nice.
Yes.
But you're a former Minister of Works as well.
Yes, I did it for 1 year, and I say to people, infrastructure work is very, very expensive to do a road. I was there for 1 year, and I was, it was different because I was in tourism for all those years and culture and stuff, but it was a good experience.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Mrs. Hood, we'd like to thank you so very much for your call, and make sure you call us again.
I will. Sometimes I go to bed earlier, but I'll call sometimes.
That's no problem.
Depending on what you're talking about.
You could give us an early call. That's not a problem.
It is. All right, then. I'll do that. Take care.
Right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yes, indeed. Yes, folks, we were speaking there with Mrs. Brenda Hood. Yeah, she's a former Minister of Works. And I was telling you, and you see, I mentioned the Carenage, and at the same time, Mrs. Hood called. Because from what I have been picking up, apparently what is being told to the fishermen, and remember, I'm not saying this from any government official, I'm saying this from what the fishermen are saying, because they are all riled up and upset about the whole situation, that they have been told, go and find some cove to put your boat. And they say when they are trying to find the minister of MIT, it seems as though he has gone MIA because they can't find him. So they're calling him and they said the promise was that the area is being beautified, but you all could remain and carry on your trade from there. But now they are being told, find another place and put all your boat, or you have to move all your boat out of there. So they are upset. So Mr. Minister of MIT, who it seems for these fishermen has gone MIA, they're looking for you. So it's either you make a little pass and check them guys and them and talk with them. And I'm hearing as well that the same has been said to the men who have their fishing boats on the Carenage. You know when you're coming across by Andal and them there and you're coming around, it has some fishing, some boat and them there, that they have also been told that they have to move them boats and them out of there. So have a little talk with the guys now, because right now they're very upset. They ain't joke upset. They ain't kinda upset. They're very upset. In fact, it might be better you send an envoy before you go in. Yeah, serious. Before you go, it might be better if you send a local envoy in front, because they ain't happy.
Soon as they get in power, the money program over. They go in the wrong way.
440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside. So I said, remember there's a parliament sitting on Thursday. We're looking forward to that parliament sitting on Thursday. With the data protection bill. Imagine that. The New National Party came to parliament and the various members of the New National Party side, they spoke. They said, listen, we understand the intent of the bill. The intent is good. We understand the necessity for the bill. It is necessary. But there are sections there that either need to be struck out or reworded, whatever. But there have to be amendments to the bill. Right? They made some minor amendments. They did make some minor amendments to the bill. But there are still sections within there. For instance, I've mentioned that the minister himself, who in this instance is the Prime Minister, has the capacity to decide that a crime is a crime. And I believe that if you have any discretionary powers under such a bill, that those discretionary powers should lie with the commission and not with the minister. It's like you have, you're saying that the Minister of Finance, the Minister of National Security now, will decide if somebody has committed a crime or not. No, you send that to the DPP. That's what you have a DPP for. So the file goes to the DPP and the DPP says, yes, go ahead and charge, or no, there's nothing here. Right? So in the same instance, I believe that when it comes to a quote-unquote crime under that act, that it should be taken to the commission should make that decision, not the minister. We have a caller online.
Good night, Sheldon, and good night to everybody.
I thought I'd tell you go and sleep. I thought I'd tell you go and sleep.
Good night.
I tell you go and sleep.
How you doing?
Good.
I hear you low though.
Oh, I don't know why. Probably that would be on your end, because I'm in fact, I'm a little too
Everything
loud.
all right?
Yes, I am. Everything is okay.
Yeah, I just want the listeners to know that I'm not so well, you know.
Yeah.
When they don't hear my voice, they just want to know what's going on. The pressure throw me down, boy. All the pressure. This government want to kill me and stress me out. But I'm alive, thank God. Miss Louise and everybody, good night.
Yes, and I'm seeing all the comments. I'm seeing all the comments coming up here. Everybody is wishing you a good night, Cami.
Oh, to tell them good night. A day, man. Yeah. And good night to Miss Brenda Huda. Yeah.
Yes.
Talk about the road.
I see you, lady.
But one want to say she that do the road. One want to take that credit for one little boy. Yeah. To forward himself to be safe. That was Peter David. I remember, Sheldon, when Peter David left New York to come and cross the Vine Grenade. I was in New York. And at that time I was working with him, you know. And the man left me in America And he tell me going in Green and cross the bar. So when I hear Ron saying, asking the man in Parliament about qualification. Just tell the boy to forward himself. Hey, I don't understand this boy. To forward himself. And I hear today, somebody tell me today, that the Prime Minister put Mr. Cornwall. He removed him. He had to remove all of them just now.
No,
all of them had to
he put
go
him in
all.
finance. He's taking
I don't know why they don't go. I don't know why them people, I don't know why some of them just resign. I'm praying for that. Because I'm tired with these people. I'm tired. You think it's joke in line, you know? You can be sure that's Prime Minister. I'm tired with all you. I'm really tired with all you in Grenada. I don't know why I don't go. I'll pray that one man I get up and I say they resign. That's something I can't military that Scott praying for. Hey.
Kami, I want you. Kami, I want you. Kami, I want you tonight to take a nice look at rest and watch a nice look at movie until you sleep. I want you to take a nice look at rest. Don't study nothing else. Watch a nice look at movie.
Scott, I listened to the manager in the port. This man, they're not telling him to do that. They could control the school children, and it's terminally too late now for the decisions you're talking to college staff. Yeah?
I saw the interview, yeah.
I heard these people and them talking about the school children and the police and people, what people doing what they sign on for. Where we sign a contract to sell, and if we sell little things what we didn't put on any contract to make us all to pay them. I don't understand. The ex-police they have on the port. You see they put him there, they come telling people they want to fix up the term. Now you can't fix it. What all you have to do is to clean the place. Scrub down there. Scrub there with all the roach. Drum and roach. Get rid of the drum and roach. I'm talking about the police and the school children. Now you can control the school children and the bus terminal. First time in the history of Grenada, in the world I hear you about bus terminal, you people rent to the anywhere, you want to tell them they have to close up 8 o'clock. Some people even work 8 o'clock in Lansapine to come and get a bus. You see, they don't care about poor people. And them brutes and them, no apology for that word. Them brute and them they come from poor people, you know. And they don't care about poor people. Watch. You see what me to Donald Trump? You see what me to Donald Trump in America? You share coming for you. You share coming, now you share coming. I don't understand these people. Pressure in poor people. I won't lie to the nation. These things stress me out. I fall down in the house yesterday, you know. I turned up in hospital. I don't understand.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, that's why I want you to take a rest and stop
Mr. Scott,
for a while.
I sell blog and feed all my life and mango in the tongue of St. George to send me children to school, to send them to school. And thank God, you know, I feel very proud of my children in America and England now. That's what I do for my living. I love doing that. I love selling my provision, you know. I don't understand. And not to say that all my children get an education out of that. Thank God they do the ingredient. You can't pay them to work here. You know. I don't understand these wicked people. Wicked people. You see Dick Michelle eyes when it but watch your eyes. The wickedness. You don't hear nothing. You don't hear Pastor Simon. What he's saying time for Dr. Michelle to go. To say, come out and say nothing about what's going on. But you want the tithes. You want the offering on a Sunday. None of them. He saying nothing. No, for the poor people in this country. All of that got to think about. How wicked it is. How wicked are you? Wicked people. Hell are you going in? Hell.
Kiami, time to take a nice...
None of them, Mr. Scott. I see something now, but they're telling Mr. Cornwall he can't preach. I want you to tell the Prime Minister and them stop doing the wrong thing to this public. Give back them old people their $150. They work it. They work the money. The money they need their 150. They work hard to build this country. All you ever start to work yet. All you want to take all the credit for the
Hello? Cammy?
give back them people their 150. We want it back. Miss Paul Jacob. And all that. You are the lady stupid. She's going up in a hole. I don't know if they can't sleep in the night, you know. You can't do me nothing. I don't mash up already. I don't afraid. I don't afraid none of all you. Because you're too bad mind. And all your children. A lot of you all are children, young children, want to go to university. But I got to go deal with them for all you. When things are so say we will make over here, you know.
Cammy.
Do not say
Cammy.
they make over here. All your brothers and all your family. Like wickedness.
Cammy.
Poor people.
Take a rest. Cammy. Don't work up. You're working up yourself.
Extra. I look at that chicken to pay all you so that the workers are working, they could get paid. And not to say we just owe them, eh? They just get their money.
No, but Cammy, here's what.
I
know you're having a little problem hearing me, but Cammy, take it easy. No. You see, I think knowing that your blood pressure high and so on, I don't want you to work up yourself too much, and I think you're beginning to work up yourself.
God bigger than that. I won't dead so.
Take a rest. Take a relax.
I talk out and I keep it and keep it inside. That's what it go damage.
Yeah, that's why I've been letting you speak, because I know you just have to let it out. But I'm saying to you,
I hear you.
Make some nice look of spice tea and relax. Take a nice. You want to put up your foot is in your place, eh? Nobody can take it from you.
It easy, Mr. Scott.
All right.
I want, because I know they don't listen.
Yes. All right, my dear.
Have a good night.
Same to
and
you.
to everybody.
All right.
Mr. Watson, everybody in Canada and America.
Take some rest.
Everybody, good night.
Take some rest. All right. Yes, Cammy, take some rest. Even me, sometimes people trying to find me on a weekend and they can't find me because sometimes I shut down. Yeah, I totally shut down. I put the phone on silent, and especially on a Sunday, I shut off and I shut down. And I try to do it as well on a Saturday sometime. Your body sometimes, your brain needs to rest, your body needs to rest. Sometimes you have to shut it down. We have a call online. Good night.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi.
Hi, I want to tell Kami she have to rest. Right?
Yeah, she need to take a
falling
sleep.
down, I mean, very quick. The hospital I hear from a patient come from there. The hospital is in a bad state, so Kami have to take rest.
Well, one ex-patient, because they came out over the weekend.
We can't afford to lose her now, so she had to take her rest.
Yeah. All right, my dear. One person who was in the hospital, they called me over the weekend, and they said they came out from there, and again, problems with medication, problems with this, problems with that, all sort of thing. Yeah, doctor prescribing medication and being told, hey, we don't have that. So the family might have to go and see where they could find it and that kind of thing. That's what's taking place there. They could deny it as much as they want, but that's what's taking place there. And as somebody mentioned earlier, yeah, they have a problem with family. They have a problem with family. But it's okay for the Minister of Health, is it his uncle, yeah? That ends up as the envoy for health. That the incoming Minister of Finance, his brother is the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance. But it's wrong to have family members. Yeah, it's wrong. It's wrong, yeah? It's wrong. All right? It's wrong. Nice. We have a call online. Good night.
Sheldon, I hear you.
Me.
Your friend, I go take it easy. But
yes.
You know something, Sheldon?
Go and
to
rest.
To be honest speaking, they take good care of me there yesterday.
Good.
I won't lie. I
Good.
went there, and there's a nice nurse from Guam, Nurse Pascal.
Mm-hmm.
When I reach there, I meet a lot of people in casualty. There are child is vomiting. And I start to talk. Because I went in the wrong place, you know.
Okay, you went to the old place.
Yes.
Nice.
And when I reach there, I say, well, no. I see a set of dust in the place down there, I say, no. And they tell me it's up. The new one where they say they go name Dr. Thomas, they go name the Dr. Thomas. And to be honest speaking, I will not lie. I won't come on radio and lie. They take very good care of me there. I say I want a Cuban doctor to say about me. And they get a Cuban, and he say about me the same time. And he give me, he shove a needle in. He shove a needle inside in the vein. On the pressure, and I stayed there for an hour after they sent me home. And inside it nice, they were nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, my dear.
They take good care. Give them that.
Mm-hmm.
Who I was there. The nurses and the warden people that was inside it, the whole man that could hardly walk. So I'm giving them that. And inside it is very nice. Yeah. And
right.
But I have to buy me tablet.
Take your rest.
So
All right.
Arresting.
Okay.
Blow one figure of it, you know, Sheldon.
Let me and you follow.
I don't think you saw it.
Okay.
Blow one figure of it. Oh,
Okay.
good.
All right, my dear.
I know you have some people when they have fall along, they say, I don't know how the bitch do that. A lot of them,
That's not your time.
But
That's
God,
not your
my God is in control.
All right.
Dr. Michelle, good night. I love you.
I'm sure he listening, you and he may be only saying, she better go and rest, you know. She better go and rest.
I want to go.
All right, my dear. You
go. I don't have a problem.
All right. You take a rest. All right, Gabi.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yes, indeed. 4407377. We have roughly 20 minutes remaining. So, yeah, somebody, find the minister MIT. Tell him them fishermen on the Karani James Boulevard, otherwise known as Lagoon Road, have an issue. Yeah, they have an issue. I hear other stories about that project, eh? Yeah, because I realized thing gone. I hear put in bathroom and toilet. I want to know if the runoff water going into the lagoon. Yeah, I hear they say they put in bathroom and toilet and what kind of thing there. I want to know where the runoff from that going. If it's connecting to a sewer line that passing in front somewhere to send it somewhere else, or if the runoff water is going to be going down to the lagoon. Yeah, all of those are questions. We have a call online. Good night.
Hi, good night, Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Hi, just quiet.
All right, you go right ahead. You're live.
Yeah, Sheldon, there is this new group. I shouldn't call it a new group, but there's some people, Sheldon, who single out NNP people, especially people that know talks and everything. And they comes in a way to influence you, what you want to say. Oh, don't talk about the 150, because when NNP, all you talk about, they're making it look like NNP people just beg. Don't talk about the bill. The bill is a good bill, and it's just two little things. Don't talk about it. And they posing to be like NNP supporters. They also goes on to say, oh, don't talk about Lagoon Road, man. That's a good thing. You see, good thing they're doing, that's good thing. And making it look like if we are just people who want to just criticize or people who just want to say things and we don't know what we're about, you know? And these people, Sheldon, posing to be like NNP supporters, but they are not NNP supporters. They are NDCIs who are trying to be very friendly and using a friendly technique to hush us up. But I'm asking people who just speak up. Don't be afraid. Don't listen to them. Let the people know what's going on, because asking for 150 back for the people is a good thing, because the Prime Minister himself said they deserve it. He said that if they're under $650 or what it is, they're still in poverty. They're poor.
Mm-hmm.
And he take it away. So we are calling on him to put it back. They do things and they're telling us no. Like for instance, I hear a woman say they cutlass the rungs about and they paint it up, the one in going up St. David in Red Gate or somewhere up there.
I think they've been doing some beautification, yeah.
And to me, it makes me wonder if fixing up our rungs about is real progress in our country. You know, so they would like us to talk about these things. These things are good things that the government is doing. While hundreds of people are being fired and sent home, they want us to forget all these things and talk about other things that make us look more intelligent. But it's not just the intelligent talk that is really hurting people, you know. What is hurting a man is when you send him home and he has children to support. That is really what hurting poor people. So I'm asking the men on the ground who speak up every day, continue to speak. Continue to be that voice for the voiceless. Continue to do what you have to do, because these people need to be exposed. Thank you, Sheldon.
All right, thank you. Yes, so again, yeah. Now, notice, I've not said anything negative about the Lagoon Road, Karani James Boulevard project, right? What I'm saying is simply this. The fishermen, a particular promise was made to them. They have now come to the realization that that promise was water in basket. It ain't go last. Because they have now been informed that they need to move. They have to find somewhere else to put the boat. They have also said that from what they know, the fishermen on the Carenage have been told the same thing. So they are asking that the minister kindly get in contact with them. Yeah? They need to find out what's going on. And I need to find out because I think the minister, the same minister that the fishermen looking for, is going to be on the postcard tomorrow. So since he's there, I would like to find out the bathroom and toilets that they're going to be putting on the lagoon, where the runoff going. I want to know if that water going into the same lagoon. You understand? I want to know if the water is going to be running into the runoff from that. Going to be running off into the lagoon. We need to know. But before I take a next call, let me just run on this one here. I listened very closely last week. So remember, I spoke about Mr. Gerald Joseph and the Media Workers Association of Grenada. Now, let me say this. I was probably around when the Media Workers Association was being created. I never became an official member, but I know of the Media Workers. I could tell you who were some of the first people that was inside. I know Bola Rice, all these people and them. Carla Briggs and so on, right? Nice. Ras used to be an informer, everybody. Good. Now, the Media Workers Association, the membership, were not informed of the meeting that took place with the Prime Minister. The membership of the Media Workers Association of Grenada were not given an opportunity to voice their concerns to the executive members that went forward and met with the Prime Minister. The Media Workers Association did not have a Zoom meeting or any meeting with their membership to get that information to be able to carry to the Prime Minister and say, these are our concerns. Right? The meeting took place. It took a whole week before members realized through a release by the Prime Minister that the Media Workers Association meet with him. So I understand where the story going. Then you had a meeting that came up with the Attorney General that the membership of the Media Workers Association only found out about when the Attorney General announced that she was having a meeting with the Media Workers Association during a town hall last week. So again, you make the mistake the first time, you come back and you do it a second time. It seems to me that Mr. Gerald Joseph, the president of the Media Workers Association, and probably some of the other members, I don't know how they get drafted into it too, but it seems as though you all are being used as window dressing by the Prime Minister to say consultation take place. Because up to this point in time, you have not informed your membership of the meeting that took place with the Prime Minister, that it was taking place, that it did take place. The same end up happening now with the meeting with the Attorney General. The only way that the members of the Media Workers Association found out that that meeting was taking place was when the Attorney General stood up in the town hall and said she have a meeting with the Media Workers Association on Friday. Tell me a lie. Tell me a lie. Tell me what I'm saying is untrue. Yeah? Because that is what's taking place. So it look as though you are simply providing window dressing to the Prime Minister and the government of Grenada to say that we meet with the Media Workers Association and they don't have any problems with the data protection bill. There are members that have issues with it. You have not spoken to your membership. You have not spoken to your membership. I know they tried to speak to you last week before you went to have the meeting with the Attorney General. They tried to have a meeting with you. Yeah, and they spoke to you and they tell you, no, you can't be doing this kind of thing. But yet still the meeting went ahead. Yeah. Then I hear the Attorney General speaking about she had a meeting with the president of the Bar Association. He provided her with a letter that basically outlined one or two things, but that a dossier was still forthcoming and they didn't receive it yet. But still, you ain't get that from the Bar Association, which may have issues inside there that you may find yourself having to defend in court afterwards, but you're still rushing with the bill to go on Thursday. We have a caller online. Good night.
Hey, brother Sheldon, good night, sir.
Good night, good night.
How you doing?
I'm quite fine. You go right ahead. You're live.
Always listen to your program, but
thank you.
That's the first time I call in.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Well, you know who it is there, but
the voice sounding very familiar.
Just may not make out the voice.
No, I'm making out the voice. The voice sound very familiar.
Yeah, well, I will tell you, I used to work with the Taiwanese with Donna Pilgrim. So you should
way back in the days, yeah, man.
Right. Yeah, I hear you talking about the fishermen, and I'm glad that program that come up because I have a boat and I was looking to haul up the boat because it's leaking very bad. When I tell you bad, it nearly sink twice.
On the Lagoon?
On the Carnage.
Okay.
So I was looking for the minister office in Granans. When I go to where he was, they say he was there. He moved to Granans Valley. When I go in Granans Valley, I couldn't find him. I asked somebody in Granans Valley. They say, no, he's in Montu. I go to Montu to look for him. Somebody else that living in Montu, they helped me locate the office. They said the office said they're in Montu. So I was passing on the Lagoon where we used to haul up boat, and I was in the Lagoon there since 1974. We've been hauling up our boat there to do repairs on it and push it back down in the water. A matter of fact, there was 4 fishing boats that was to fish on the Carnage. I used to dock up on the Lagoon there. My uncle was one of them which I used to fish with. So it's not now we've been hauling up boat there. However, I was against the people that hauling up the boat there, and most of this boat there wasn't fisher boat. It was boat that deal with tourism and things. So, and they take and make like a burial ground for a boat. You can't get place to pull up your boat. So I didn't dissatisfied with them clearing out the area there and making it look good. But what I said, they could have designated a little area for fishermen, like on the Carnage, I want to pull up the boat. Only give them not more than a month, because I was saying, if I did get the minister to talk to us, say, you could give us a month, and anything after the month, you charge a fee for staying there longer than a month, because I don't see you need a more than a month to work on your boat. Well, I saw some people that involved in the cleaning up and things, so I asked them where the minister office is. The one of them tell me, you don't know where Andy offices are saying no, because I went in Grand and something looking for it. Then they tell me he did by below the tunnel. I say, well, in my mind, that's craziness. We're supposed to have a constituency office. Honorable Peter David, Honorable Claudia Joseph, they in tongue. They run in tongue. They had their office. Why I should go under the tunnel and look for him? Anyhow, I just forget that. And so they tell me now I have to pull up my boat either in Grand Mall. I said, well, I could pull it up in Grand, and then they tell me, well, yes, I could pull it up in Grand, but wish they could put out an area in the Lagoon there for us to put up our boat there. It would be very grateful for us. Thank you, Brother Shalom.
All right, my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you all see what I'm saying. Because you all know I don't come and give you all no false information or no old information here. There is an issue when it comes to the fishermen who were there and what they were told and what is being operationalized now. All right? With what is taking place. There is an issue there. So while the minister busy dabbling his hand in everybody's ministry, try and dabble your hand in your own and sort out the issue with what's going on with these fishermen. They belong to your constituency. These fishermen that are there and those on the Carnage as well. They want to see you. They're looking for you and they can't find you. Instead of MIT, it looked like it was MIA. You're missing in action because they can't find you. All right? Folks, it is, we have roughly about 6 minutes remaining. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. I think some people was asking for this a little earlier. Good night to you, Mr. Alan Jones. Good night, Jonesy.
Balling motor, while some others mad. The people they vote for shirting them bad. They just will look us them when they see them pass. Or just take a big stone and knock down their ass. But I have a therapy I'm willing to share. Anytime the pressure get too much to bear, I have a new dance, it is the formula. Once you do it, I know you must feel better. So give me a minute or two, let me explain the dance to you. Just a simple demonstration, it is very easy to learn. Put your hand in the air like this, close your finger and make a fist. Let go your tongue, put it in the air. Wave it like you ain't care. Anytime you see them MP, do it for them to see. And if they ask you what that means, tell them the dance you're doing is one term. One term. I want all you to take a chance.
Yes, indeed, folks. Yeah, you have to show. You have to take the thing and do it. Yeah, the one term. You have to show them the. We have a call online. Good night.
Hi, Sheldon.
Hi.
I think this is the second person here for the week that they're looking for Andy and they can't find him. When election time, everybody was seeing him all over the place. They're seeing him all over the place because he's looking for a vote. And now they're looking for him. They can't see him. I know if he's running away from the people. And I want to say about the boat in Lagoon Road.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it's Port Louis that give them the money to do this project they're doing there. That is what I hear. I don't know how true it is.
I've seen several things saying that. I don't know from my... as you know, when I come here with something, I want to have it good tobacco, well pressed. I hear that talk, but, you know.
Yes. Right? But what they want the poor people to do, where they want them to go with the boat.
Well, you hear to tell them, go
Grand Mall. He should be helping them to get somewhere to put the boats. He should be helping them as the minister for the South, as a representative for the South. That is what we put him there for, to help the people. But now he's running away from them. Thank you.
All right, my dear.
Some more, they be having power hungry, like they want leadership quickly. The way they get in on a show, they can't wait for Tilly to go. They're so embarrassing, and they're petty quarreling, fretting you to the max. The dance don't help you relax.
Yeah, they're busy sucking cocoa up in they're just like go see the playing hopscotch too, yeah. If they're not in the country playing sucking cocoa or what is it, pitching marble and them kind of thing, or knocking dominoes, or trying to skank in sweet inside somebody rum shop or some kind of thing like that. Meanwhile, the fishermen looking for all you down. Yeah, they say they want to see all you. Not me want to see all you, and I ain't want to see all you. And I ain't interested. The fishermen, they say they want to see you. Yeah, because promises were made to them, promises that are not being kept. So they're busy, they want to see you. Call on the WhatsApp, give me a call back. Yeah, I can't, because I can't play the thing. Yeah, you have to give me a call back. So caller on, oops, let me clear the line. Caller on the WhatsApp, give me a call back. Let me see. I think I'm getting a call coming through here. Hello, good night.
And then nutmeg tree.
Under the nutmeg tree.
I hope Andy listening. Planting flowers in grade are not transformation. Tell him Gary to plant flowers all over grade.
All right, my brother.
Gary plant flowers all over grade. You know in Perseverance, he plant a whole field of guavas, you know. We see him go on Perseverance. And the dynamic transformation.
All right. Okay, my brother.
Bless up.
Let me see. A caller's been trying to reach me on the WhatsApp. Let me see if I call back the caller. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, they were calling while that individual just called under the nutmeg tree. So let me see if I could call and get back to that person on the WhatsApp. Yeah, on then I ain't find out hearing it ringing and thing. What going on with my WhatsApp these days? Hey. WhatsApp, I find you misbehaving very on WhatsApp-ish. Hello, good night. Hello. Oh boy, I'm still having that issue with my WhatsApp line, and I don't know why. So I will have to, I'll have to call. I don't know if you could call directly, but I'll sort out that WhatsApp. I didn't get the chance to sort it out over the weekend, but let me try to sort it out before I leave tonight. All right, folks, but here's what. That's actually all the time we have for tonight. Tomorrow morning, Brother Oliver Joseph, he will be the guest on To The Point on GBN from 9 a.m. So you can tune in 9 a.m. tomorrow on GBN, To The Point. Brother Oliver Joseph, he will be there representing the New National Party. All right, and we will be back with more talking points for you tomorrow night, starting from 8 p.m. on the dot. My name is Sheldon Scott. I've got to get out of here. You know it does go. I have to get out of here. So, yeah, I'm going to leave you all with this one. Love each and every one of you. Remember, in everything you say and everything you do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. Love you all. I am out.
People balling more up, while some others mad. The people they vote for frustrating them bad. They just feel to cause them when they see them pass, or just take a big stone and knock down their ass. But I have a therapy I'm willing to share. Anytime the pressure get too much to bear, I have a new dance, it is the formula. Once you do it, I know you must feel better. So give me a minute or two, let me explain the dance to you. Just a simple demonstration, it is very easy to learn. Put your hand in the air like this, close your finger and make a fist. Let go your tongue, put it in the air. Wave it like you ain't care. Anytime you see them MP, do it for them to see. And if they ask you what that means, tell them the dance you do is one tongue, one tongue.